Hi everyone, I've got my iPad Pro here and on it I've got Final Cut for iPad, which I love. It's great for editing on the go, and when I've edited I can then, if I want to, export it and use it in Final Cut Pro on my laptop, desktop or whatever I've got, so that I can actually maybe even do even more, although it seems to do quite a bit already. One of the things it does have is this multicam in it as well. So what I've got here, I've got my iPhone, I've got an old iPhone, and they've both got Final Cut camera on it. And what that allows us to do, if they're both on the same Wi-Fi and the same Bluetooth and signed into the same accounts, I can record simultaneously on here, which I don't really need this one, but I just wanted to demonstrate you can have more. And it's going to record on the iPad, and then I'm going to be able to edit it on the iPad. What I've also done is I've got my Osmo Pocket 3 here, because you can add in other footage from other cameras. And I've done this with my mirrorless camera, and I'm going to be able to do it with this as well. So it's designed really for using it with Apple devices, and you can have up to four compatible devices, whether it be iPhones or iPads. So what I'm going to do is I've got my gimbal here, and just to show you how it works, I'm going to record very quickly just putting this camera onto here. So just a very quick one. This one's going to have sort of a close-up. This is a bit of a wide angle, and this one I'm going to put here for another overview, so you're going to be able to see it. And then I'm going to quickly edit it together. I'm going to take this footage and put it into there as well. So I think you'll be able to see what it looks like. So you can have up to 4 camera angles. That's not bad. And multicam editing is, well, it can speed up your editing. I do this quite a bit. If I'm filming a conference or something, put up 2, maybe more cameras, and then I can quickly go through and edit it just by selecting the camera as it plays. If I'm doing this in Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere, which I'll do a video on both of those on how to do this, you can just select by pressing the number or clicking on the camera. On here, I'm going to tap on it. So what I want to do here is set up a new project. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into New Project here, choose New Project. I'm just going to call this my Multicam. I'm going to leave the format automatic. I could choose custom and then choose the resolution here, but let's just leave it on automatic. The location is going to be in Final Cut Pro. If I had a hard drive added on here, as SSD drive, I could choose the location. I'm just going to do it on here, and I'm just going to tap on continue. And here I've got the option, you can see record with camera, live multicam, photos and files. It is live multicam. We're going to go for that one. And here we are, and it's looking for devices. So this is the iPad. This is what it's going to record with. So let's just tap on that one. Now I've got this one on here, the GS15. This is the 15 Pro. Let's just tap on that. Just wait for that tick to come up. And this one here is my iPhone 11. So let's just do that one there. Unable to connect to that one. Let me just check here. Up in the top corner on this is a welcome to multicam. Let's just tap on continue, allow. So let me just tap on that again. You can see it. There we go. It's got all 3. So if I just tap on next, it says the resolution is 4K. I've chosen landscape. You could have portrait, but I like landscape for this. We're in the UK, it's PAL 25 frames per second. You do have other options like 24, 30 frames per second. I could have higher quality and take up more space by using Apple ProRes, which would be great, but I'm not going to do that here. The dynamic range could be normal. I'm going for the HDR. I don't want log. I've got another video about log, so you can see what that's all about. Anyone can start recording. So on any of these devices, if I press record, it will start recording on all of them. And the camera indicators, you can kind of see in the background here, It's not got anything there, but if I tap on camera indicators, it will show me battery life and how much recording space I've got on each of those. Did you see that? It's just popped up over there. So let's press done. Okay, so I've got this one here. I'm just going to go this one here. I'm just going to go in this direction. So this is landscape, and you can see it there. I'm going to move the iPad in just a moment so that it's over here, so it's seeing this angle. So let me just do that. Let me just pop this down here. I'm not going to make too much effort with this one because I'm actually going to put it down to do the gimbal here, but you'll get the idea. So you can see I've actually got room for a fourth angle. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to, let me just move this here so that we've got, and you can see various things on here. You can see the audio levels are coming up here as well in the top right hand corner. So let me just move this here. Let's just get another angle. And what I'm going to do is I can now start recording. I can do it on the iPad, which will start all of them. I can do it on one of the iPhones here. I better turn this on, right? And let's just hit record on that. So that's recording. So I can tap on the screen on the record button, but did you know you can use the volume buttons here as well as a shutter? And I bet on the iPhone 16s that have that special camera one, you could do it on there. So what I'm going to do is start recording. And you can see it's now started recording. It started recording here. And on the iPad, it is recording there as well. So this is my gimbal used for making nice steady shots. Let me just pop that down. I've already got things on here, so let me pop that on here. And what you have to do is connect everything in and configure it just how you want it. So anything you want on your gimbal is going to be connected. Any microphones need to be in there. I'm plugging this in. Now, sometimes it surprises me because I think it's all set up right, and I had this running yesterday. And let me just see so I can see. Oh, that's kind of close. Let's see what happens here. And by the way, if you zoom in and out, that can even change it. So that's there, that's fine. That's here, that's fine. So you can see that it's okay. Let's just get a little bit of a different angle on this one. And there you go. This is nicely balanced. That's balanced. Let's unlock that. Let's move this here. I'd probably spend a little bit more time, but actually that's looking all right. I wouldn't normally have it so close to the wall, but I knew that it was okay. Let's switch it on. Boom. Quick calibration here. You can see it's doing what it should. That's really all I want to know from the point of view of doing the multicam. That noise is the motors on the gimbal if you have never used one. So let me just press stop here. And the message I get here is this camera, all cameras, or cancel. I want it to stop on all cameras. So I'm just going to stop it there. Okay, and I'm just going to stop it on here too. So let's get hold of the iPad, and I've got that here. So let's just move that out of the way. Now that that's done, I just need to tap on the top corner here on done. And here you can see my edit. Here is my multicam clip. I could choose an in and out point from where I want it to start. I don't really need to trim very much of it. I'm just going to take this, drop it into my timeline, and tap on multicam down at the bottom here. And you can see I've got these angles here. And if I was to play it, I can now just tap on the different ones, and it's going to cut between each of those. So I've just connected my Osmo into the iPad, and it's asking me on the Osmo to do file transfer. Let's do that. It should now pop up here in my files. Let's go to SD card, DJ01. Let me scroll all the way to the bottom. just do select. Let's move it. I'm going to move it onto my iPad. I'd normally do this and back it up, but let's just make a folder here called my Multicam. Let's click on copy. There we go. So that's now copying it over. So that shouldn't take too long. I'm then going to import it into Final Cut Pro for iPad. Okay, so that's done. I'm now going to import that. Just on the top here, you've got that down-facing arrow. Let's go to Files and let's go to Files. Let's go to my iPad. Okay, let's go to my Files and onto my. Okay, let's click on Import. Oops. Let's go to Import, Files. On my iPad, I'm just going to Video. Let's go to that one, My Multicam. Let's choose it. Tap on Open, and it has loaded it in there. Okay, so before I deal with that, here is the video. You can see I can move the playhead along like this. As I said to you, not a great angle from here. So this one, the first one here on the left, is the one which has got the audio on it. You can see it's got mute on those other ones. You could choose the others if you wanted. Maybe it's got a better mic on it and you can just choose solo. If you choose solo, it's just picking that one. Whatever camera angle you have, it is picking that one. And truthfully, this has probably got a better microphone in it probably. I could record it on another mic if I wanted. Okay, so all I have to do is I've got these three here. All I've got to do is play it and then just watch these ones down at the bottom here, the thumbnails, and then I can just choose which camera I want. So let me just play it. So I can choose that one, go back to that one, and then I can go to this one here, and then this one here, and you can see it's putting the cuts in there. So that's not a great angle. Let's go for that one, back to here, and you get the idea. So let's just stop, press the space bar. So what I've got here is you can see just below the timeline on the left-hand side, it's actually got edit angle. So if I tap on that, you'll see it's got my 3 video clips in here. And you can see they've all got audio. And if I was to line up, say there, you can see they're all lining up together. So one thing that you could do before you start recording is do a clap or click your fingers, and then you would see a spike in here, which might actually help what you're doing. Now, I've got my clip here. What I want is another angle, just one more. I've used 3 out of the 4. If I tap add angle, you'll see it's now grayed out. I can't add another one. I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to add that into here. Now, I haven't tried to line it up. I could move it around if there was a clap in here and I saw a spike in the audio. I could potentially try and line it up. So I'm just moving this along here because I know I started this one later. So let's just do that. And you could see you could kind of line it up. But even better, down at the bottom, there's a button that says sync. And what it does is it matches the audio. So the trick to this is every camera needs to be recording audio. And that is a pretty good idea for really any kind of multicam because it can match these waveforms here. So you'll probably see that that would probably be pretty close actually, although you'd want it precise. So let's see what happens if I press sync. Well, it looks not too bad to me. So let's just move this over here. You can see the peaks and the troughs and things like that seem to match up here. So let me just move the playhead. Look at that. If I put it there, they're going to be slightly different in their intensity, but look at that. That looks like it's pretty good to me. Let's just give this a name here. Let's just go here, rename it. Let's just call this Osmo Pocket 3. That looks good to me. Let's just press on done. And I can't see that there yet. Let's go multicam and then multicam. So what I did is I just pressed the multicam button to switch it off and back on, and then I could see that other angle. And you can see now that when I play it, I've now got this extra angle here, which is a bit close up. I should have had a better look at it. And then there's another one of me here and there, and so on. So as you can see, you can have more angles and things like that here. So what I can do now is watch it back. I can just drag the playhead back to the beginning, press the space bar on the keyboard, or press the play button on the screen. And when I do, I can see what it is doing. So I didn't really like that one. So let's go to the beginning of that clip. I'm just going to select it. I'm just going to change it to this angle, and I can press play now. So there, it's gone to that one. And I could add in extra cuts now if I want. So there we go. So you can easily make changes in there as well. Once you're done, you can then just export it. You can add in all sorts of things like your titles and things like that. And what I'm going to do is another video on how you can edit in here by adding in titles and exporting with Final Cut Pro for iPad. I'll also show you in another video how you can put that into Final Cut Pro, the desktop/laptop version, so that you can then do even more if you want. But you can see that's pretty good. So what I could have done is actually recorded with 2 of these and then actually made it so that I had my camera here, and I could have used this camera here. I could potentially used my mirrorless camera here as well. And then I could do much more on that multicam. I could just then sync them up. Now, if you're thinking I could have one of these or maybe one of these, and maybe you had 3 other cameras that weren't iOS, iPadOS devices, well, you could just delete one of them, right? And then you could just drop that in there. 4 cameras, that's quite a lot to do a multicam with. And you can see so much quicker than having to line everything up and then cut bits out. You're just editing as you go. And then when you are here, you can do things like move it around and things like that, so that you can change it. Anyway, hope that was useful. If you do like this, please do like, share, and subscribe. Happy filming.